Why reading is so important. English reading practice to speak English fluently. When learning English, one of the most effective ways to build fluency is through reading. While speaking and listening are often prioritized, reading plays a critical role in language acquisition, and it directly impacts your ability to speak fluently. Let's explore why reading is so important, how it improves your speaking skills, and how you can use reading practice to become a confident and fluent English speaker. Reading expands your vocabulary. One of the greatest benefits of reading is that it introduces you to a wide range of vocabulary. When you read, whether it's books, articles, or even short stories, you come across words and phrases that may not be part of everyday spoken conversation. The more you read, the more words you are exposed to, and this is crucial for speaking fluently. When you have a larger vocabulary, it's easier to express yourself clearly. You won't have to struggle to find the right words when speaking, and this makes conversations flow more smoothly. Additionally, reading in context helps you understand how words are used naturally, including the tone, meaning, and the situations where they are appropriate. Reading enhances grammar and sentence structure. Another reason why reading is essential for improving your English is that it helps you internalize proper grammar and sentence structure. When you read, you see how sentences are formed, how tenses are used, and how different grammar rules are applied in real-life situations. This exposure helps you absorb these patterns subconsciously. When you speak, your brain can pull from the sentence structures you've seen in your reading, helping you form correct and natural sentences. Rather than consciously thinking about grammar rules while speaking, you'll find that the correct usage of English flows naturally, as you've encountered similar structures many times through reading. Improves pronunciation through reading aloud. Reading aloud is a fantastic exercise that directly improves your speaking skills. When you read aloud, you practice pronunciation, intonation, and the rhythm of English. It's like a workout for your mouth muscles and helps you get used to the sounds of the language. To get the most out of this practice, choose a text you enjoy and try reading it out loud for several minutes each day. Focus on speaking clearly and slowly, and don't worry if you make mistakes. Over time, this practice will help you speak with more confidence and clarity, improving both your pronunciation and fluency. Reading increases language exposure. Exposure to English is key to becoming fluent, and reading is a simple way to increase that exposure. The more you immerse yourself in the language, the more familiar it becomes. Reading allows you to dive into English at any time, even when you don't have a speaking partner available. This regular exposure helps reinforce what you've learned and deepens your understanding of the language. Whether you're reading news articles, novels, or even blog posts, the important thing is to make it a daily habit. The more you read, the more comfortable you'll become with English as a whole, and this will boost your speaking skills as well. Reading improves listening comprehension. Although reading is often considered a separate skill from listening, they are closely linked. By reading more, you improve your understanding of sentence structures and vocabulary, which in turn makes it easier to comprehend spoken English. When you listen to native speakers, the phrases and words you've read will stand out, and you'll be able to understand conversations better. Better listening comprehension naturally leads to better speaking skills. The more you understand, the better equipped you are to respond. This is especially important in real-life conversations where quick responses are needed. So, reading helps not only with what you say but also with how well you can understand others. Reading teaches idioms and colloquial expressions. Fluent speakers often use idioms, slang, and colloquial expressions in their speech. These are often difficult to pick up through textbooks or traditional lessons. However, reading materials such as novels, online articles, or dialogues in plays expose you to these common expressions and phrases used in everyday speech. When you learn these expressions through reading, you'll become more familiar with the natural flow of conversational English. You can then use these idioms and phrases in your own conversations, making your speech sound more authentic and fluent. Reading sharpens critical thinking and improves fluency. Reading regularly encourages you to think critically and analyze what you've read. This mental stimulation is vital for improving your speaking skills because it enhances your ability to express ideas clearly and logically. When you engage with a text, you ask yourself questions, consider different perspectives, and form opinions. Being able to think critically and articulate your thoughts is an essential part of speaking fluently. When you practice reading, you're indirectly practicing the ability to explain concepts, argue points, or describe situations, all of which contribute to your fluency in speaking English. Reading reduces speaking anxiety. Many learners feel anxious or self-conscious when speaking English, especially with native speakers. One way to reduce this anxiety is to build confidence in your language abilities, and reading helps with that. The more you read, the more knowledge and understanding of English you acquire, which gives you greater confidence when it's time to speak. Additionally, reading can act as a low-pressure way to engage with English. You don't have to worry about making mistakes or being judged by others when you're reading alone. As you build your skills through reading, you'll find that your confidence in speaking improves as well. Reading helps you think in English. One of the signs of fluency is being able to think in the language you're learning. When you read in English, you immerse yourself in the language for extended periods of time, which encourages your brain to start thinking in English rather than translating from your native language. The more you read, the less you'll need to translate in your head when speaking. This helps you respond faster in conversations, making your speech sound more fluent and natural. How to use reading for speaking practice. To effectively use reading to improve your speaking, try incorporating the following practices. Read aloud. As mentioned earlier, read out loud to practice pronunciation and fluency. Summarize what you've read. After reading a passage, summarize it in your own words. This forces you to think about the content and explain it, mimicking real-life conversations. Learn phrases, not just words. When you come across new vocabulary, focus on learning phrases rather than just individual words. This helps you speak more naturally. Read dialogues. Reading plays or dialogues can be particularly useful because they simulate real conversations. Practice these dialogues with different emotions or tones to improve expressiveness.